Video games as a therapy, I know we're learning a lot.
Oh my God.
The thing is that we already know that video games can change the brain. We know screen time can change the brain. We know algorithms can change the brain. And not only can change the brain, but it can also change behavior.
BraveMind is a form of virtual reality exposure therapy.
So the knowledge is there. It's been manipulated and used in ways that are unhealthy, but now we're learning to use it in healthy ways. Spark RX, it's a digital therapeutic for the treatment of depression in teens. Endeavor RX, definitely one of the flagship products from Akili for treating ADHD in kids. Very exciting FDA-approved product with efficacy numbers that were relatively impressive. Mightier is one product out there in the ADHD realm. As they're playing the game, they'll get a prompt to be able to actually slow down their heart rate. It gives them some instructions on what to do to slow it down. So they become more aware of that physiological change that occurs as they start to kind of rev up. One of the goals there is that they become more aware, even when they're not playing the game, that they use the exercises that are taught in the game to help bring themselves down. It's been two mixed results.
Mightier is boring because you have to do productive stuff. Productive stuff is boring.
My next generation is more willing to talk about mental health in general. I like categorizing it as brain health, a more proactive way of thinking of it and owning this here and being more intentional in how we care for it and not waiting till you're symptomatic. My wish was that CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy in many ways was taught in schools because I just think it's a useful tool for how we assess our own thinking. Because unfortunately, we often believe our thoughts and believe every thought that comes through our heads, and that's not the wisest thing to do because our brain is very good at generating thoughts. So if you're very good at listening to the negative thoughts, then your brain gets better at sending negative thoughts. The earlier we see the patterns, the earlier we want to intervene and say, do I really want to believe this? Is this something that helps me now in the future? Is there even evidence for this? Am I biased in some ways? Am I seeing this thought and deciding that that's what's true and now it's impacting my behavior?
Let go of the negative by learning to pay attention to the positive.
I think in many ways it's a blessing in disguise, the use of TikTok and Instagram to talk about mental health because it has eased the conversation in mental health. The popular person in the school to the unpopular person in the school, you have now an opportunity to be able to share. And in that sharing, I've seen that personally with some of my clients where it actually helps the client. It's part of almost their treatment plan that they needed to share a bit because it connects them with others and others are strengthened by their journey. There's obviously risk with it because then people are gaining information from non-professionals and then people are self-diagnosing.
For the longest time, I felt like I couldn't reach out and I had to deal with it for myself.
Even with all that, I'm still mostly okay with it just because I know what it tends to lead to. Tends to lead to more questions, which my hope is that at some point it leads to better resources.
So everyone has weird thoughts.
Child psychiatrist here with the 5 hidden signs of depression in teens.
When we are procrastinating, we ask ourselves, what emotion am I avoiding and why?
And push those, a verified source, a little bit higher, and then speak with resources about what to do.
You're never alone. There is someone available 24/7 to help.